Doug Schwab. We're about 4 hours out from a big duel coming up with Virginia Tech. What's going through your mind right about now?
I'm just relaxed. I mean, really, it's the calm before the storm. The work's done, and now it's just kind of guys will start coming in and getting down to weight, and kind of just see. I'd like to see their demeanor, look on their face, and kind of body language. You can read a lot on if guys are a little bit tense or a little bit worked up. So, kind of gauging that a little bit, and just getting guys to relax. And these are moments that you enjoy and love, these opportunities, and that's really what I'm trying to get guys to look at this. It's just an opportunity to go out and show your skills and all the work that you've done, and kind of take that pressure off, man. Because we're prepared, our guys they're ready. It's just now going out and showing it. So I don't know. I think more just that anticipation, trying to get relaxed. So that's why I came. I need to get back in the wrestling room so I can do something.
And does the big meet atmosphere change the way you help your guys prepare? Knowing that it's a top 5, top 6 team, they've got a ton of ranked guys in their lineup coming in to your building, and you've wrestled them the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Does that change anything, the way you talk to your guys, the way you build them up, anything like that?
No, we're trying to stay really consistent. I don't want to see this and this and this and this, and our approach shouldn't change or be dictated on who we're wrestling. It should really be the same as far as, every time you go out is an opportunity. And every time that we go out, we want to start building a reputation for ourselves. Just because a guy happens to have a number beside his name, it's just really what you make it. You build that up. I think for some guys, maybe they do get more ready. But to me, that's a trap a little bit. I'm going to pick and choose when I get ready. We want guys to get ready, and I want to see, what they did last week to get ready. Is it going to be different? And that's kind of some things that you monitor, because when guys start changing some things, then you can kind of tell that they're off a little bit, or there's some nerves, there's some things that we want to be able to iron out, and they have to iron out. Sometimes it's just getting experience and going through it. But really, we don't try to change anything. There's some dates that obviously it's very well known that this is a really good team, and they're ranked high, and our guys are going to have a lot of opportunities to wrestle very highly ranked guys, so maybe they get more ready in that case. But to me, you need to get ready every time, because you only get so many opportunities to go out and get into the West Gym or get in front of the crowd, or just to go out and wrestle a college wrestling match. So let's go take advantage of that and get through this one and then go look forward to the next one.
Now, last week, your guys come out, wrestle Utah Valley and Nebraska Kearney, and you had about 7 or 8 underclassmen in the lineup, so you got a really young team. But how are these guys doing? Sometimes those young guys just jump on the scene, and it doesn't look like they're, rookies at this thing. It doesn't look like they're true freshmen or redshirt freshmen or even redshirt sophomores. Yeah. How are you preparing those young guys to get ready to wrestle in big matches right away?
They've done it their whole life, though. You're talking, talking to a guy like Lujan. He's been in the Super 32 finals. He's been at Fargo. So these guys have been in big events. It's just really if they build it up in their head. And guys can win right now. If there's anything that's clear or they've been clearer than in the last handful of years, is that you can win. You can win right out of the gate. You don't have to wait to do that and have an impact on the team or have an impact nationally. So that's really what we're telling our guys. I know what I feel and what I see. Guys are prepared now. It's getting that domino to fall of beating a guy that they think is good. And now once you do that, then the train does get moving faster. You pick up a lot of momentum that way. But really trying to get their approach to be very similar every time out. And if some guys like to be relaxed and joke around, some guys are a little bit more serious. It doesn't change depending on who they wrestle and how they go out and compete. Obviously, we're very aware of what some of these guys do, but what we do well still really doesn't change. So we want to stay in the position that we're good. So what you saw last week with guys, how they were attacking, trying to build leads, scoring points at the end of period and scoring points at the end of the match, and winning the last position and putting an exclamation point on that opportunity. That doesn't change. I'm excited just to see the fur fly and have people entertained and coming to a meet. I want people when that we'll have a meet next week. People can't wait to come back next week because they're like, oh man, those young guys or old guys or whoever it is. once you step out there, and we talk about this all the time. No, your opponent doesn't care how you feel, and they don't care what grade you're in. They don't care if you're a freshman, it's your first time out. They're coming out to take something from you and do their job and put it to you and score a lot of points. So, this young guy stuff, we're not telling them that just because they're young, they're not going to have success, or they're not going to win, or they're not going to have an impact. Now I believe they are going to, and tonight's another chance to do that.
25. What's the status on Dylan Peters?
He's getting close. He's getting close. The thing with Dylan is, and you've been around him enough to know, he's very calculated. He's not going to take unnecessary risk. He knows his body well. He's very disciplined and regimented. When he feels like he's ready to go, it's pretty hard to tell a guy that he's not ready. He knows his body better than I have, and I've been able to talk to his doctor and feel where he feels like he's at and what he sees, and because I don't want to be short-sighted in it's a big meet, so we got to get him out there. We want to get him out there when the time is right and when he's ready and prepared, and I know it's really close. So it could be tonight. We'll see in about 5 hours.
So he's a match time decision then for tonight?
I don't know if I'd even say that.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty ready to go.
Okay.
And that's, we talk about making up your mind on things all the time. And he did it last year with his injury, and I think, he's done it again, and he knows where he's at. I know that I think everyone's looking forward to seeing him back out on the mat for you and I.
So 2 other big matchups, 49 and 74. You talked a little bit about Lujan. What about that Thompson and Chisco matchup?
If you watch them wrestle, there's some similarities, in how they compete. Both got some techniques, good single leg defense, both stay down, can both scramble well. I like what I've seen out of Max Thompson. I mean, just how he's been competing very composed, but kind of said what I said, composed and relentless. So if you can have that mix where you're still putting pressure on a guy, but you're able to relax and flow through things, I think that makes for a dangerous man. I can tell you before, I know what I feel, and I know he's one of the best guys right now. And now it's him going out there and showing everyone else and showing himself that he is. I know how strong he is. I know how good he is in top position, coming off the bottom and being able to finish attacks. So just want to get him to put himself in as many opportunities as possible and go out and score points and not build it up so much. It doesn't need to be built up because this guy's ranked and he's been All-American. So what? You plan on, and he plans on beating those type of guys his whole career. So might as well start now.
2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
Over under on the foot stomps tonight, and are you going to use all of your warnings?
Well, you get warnings. You get it. Well, I think they moved it down to 1 warning. I should probably look at the rule book before the meet. But I'll probably get 1 warning. But that's in certain situations. You know what? You have to fight for your athlete, though. And it's not something that you're trying to show up the official. But man, from what I'm hearing from every official, this is a tough place to officiate. The crowd's on top of you. It's very loud. It's a hostile environment, and I think they can get rattled some too. And just they want to get the right call. We want to get the right call. So I'm sure there'll probably be a warning in there. That's a really good chance. It usually happens every meet. So I don't know why I'd stop my streak now. Foot stomps, there's probably going to be a lot of foot stomping. Hopefully there's a whole lot of foot stomping, but in a good way, because we're jumping up and down, because we're scoring a lot of points and we're getting everyone excited. So I don't know, I guess you just have to watch the meet to find out.
Is it different not having your brother next to you on the bench?
Yeah, it is. 6 years, that gets to be, that's a long time together. And there's a lot of things that you got used to, and there's still times where I'm kind of, you're looking, where the heck's he at? Okay, he's not here anymore. So yeah, it is tough, because when we set out to start this thing, it was to do everything together, you know. And you knew it was gonna, at some time, that was gonna, we're gonna part ways, you know. I mean, when he told me, you know, he got the job, you know, I want to get this thing put in a good spot and help you do that and help really get things back on track and moving forward. And he was able to do that. You know, he's a huge part of why we're at where we're at right now and why we're going to continue to move forward and build. You know, some of the things that he did with our guys in the room, and you know, if you talk to some of the guys, they're still going to talk about Mark having an impact on him, even though he's not in the room right now. He's had a huge impact, obviously, on me and my coaching, my life, and a lot of guys in the room. He has too, and that doesn't stop just because the guy's not here. So we still feel that, and we still miss him and love him, and you know, he's still part of the team and part of the family, though. You know, and I know tonight he's going to be proud of how our guys compete.
Anything else for us?
No, just appreciate Flo, and we're really happy to be able to bring the West Gym to the country and bring it to, you know, recruits that we've got committed and the recruits that we're going to get committed in the future, so they can see the type of atmosphere that we have, and they look at it like, man, I want to be there. I want to be part of that. I love how these guys compete, and I love that energy and atmosphere, and you know what, I want to see myself in that purple UNI singlet. So, you know, we thank them for everything they do and all the coverage that they have, and growing the sport of wrestling.